looking at this Detroit Lions roster, a lot of moves are going to have to be made. A lot of people are going to have to be paid. What do you think is the first 3 moves the Detroit Lions should be thinking about? Not make, but necessarily be thinking about.
Well, you do have to work out some contracts here. Obviously, you got to start looking at Amon-Ra. You got to start looking at Goff. You got to start looking at Panay. The contracts for the guys that you know are cornerstones for the team, you have to start looking at them. I don't know what the situation with Jonah Jackson is. I don't know if they're going to be able to afford to pay 4 guys on that offensive line, which is in essence what they'd be doing. So, look, Jonah's a stud, man, and one of my favorite guys in there. And whatever happens, I hope it works out well for him. There's dollars, and there's dollars that make sense, and they may think on a cap. It doesn't. Doesn't make you a better football team to let Jonah Jackson walk out the door, but sometimes those are the tough decisions you have to make. I would love to wake up and see a headline that says he's coming back. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But contracts aside, guys, look, you got to fix that defense. First thing you got to do is figure out the offensive line. Figure out, okay, who'd you lose? That's the strength of your team. Get that thing, make sure it's right. Got to fix that defense. You got to find somebody else that can rush the passer. I think both from the edge and another guy that can rush the passer from the interior. It's easier said than done, but if you're asking me what you need to do, I think that's it. Then you got to start looking at that cornerback position. It is thin, and they're going to need multiple guys at corner to come in here. And I think you're going to need to probably spend money to get a veteran at one of those spots, and then maybe some young guys after that. And look, it didn't work out the way that they thought it would in the secondary this year. They thought they'd have CJ for the whole year. They thought they'd have Mosley. Those 2 things didn't work out, obviously. So the positives, Melifonwu came on. You know he's a piece to the puzzle. Kirby's going to be back. So there's some pieces there that you can see, but you have to tighten up that pass defense. That's up front, and that's in the secondary. I do believe in some ways they lived a bit of a charmed life here with the number of chunk plays they were giving up, that they were able to survive it. I don't know if that's sustainable really over a long haul and going to next year. Now you got the opportunity to go out there and fix some things. During the season, you're trying to hide things, trying to make up for things. So, look, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, they know what they're doing, and I think that's probably one thing that gives fans a lot of faith in what's going on is these guys have been good at reading the situation and improving the team.